We are only a couple of weeks past Earth Hour, the 1 hour of the year where people are encouraged to turn off the lights and anything electronic to conserve energy. Well, for residents of Kathleen Wynne's Ontario, living in the dark is a year-round endeavor in many cases, not just a once-a-year phenomenon. The latest example is a really concerning one. A North Bay Legion, a place for veterans to convene, a place that does a lot of community work. A North Bay Legion has had to sell the building because they couldn't afford to keep the lights on. They couldn't afford to pay the hydro bill. The bill for this particular branch was $48,000 a year. $48,000 a year. It got to be too much. They did all the fundraising they could. They tried to get all the money they could in revenue. They tried to get a break. They tried to do what everyone does to conserve energy, but it didn't work. They switched over to energy efficient appliances. They got LED light bulbs. They did everything. They conserved the way the government tells us to. And it still wasn't enough. $48,000 a year. The end of the story is that they had to sell the building. The future of the Legion, we don't know. The MPP for the area, Vic Fideli, is crying foul, saying the government needs to be aware of this. How many more Legions, community centers, public halls will have to close before they realize it? So what does the Ontario Energy Minister do? Shrugs his shoulders and says, well, we're giving people a 25% break. Too little, too late. But here's the problem. The government always presents itself as being the voice that looks out for the vulnerable. How about seniors? How about veterans? People that fought. We have the 100th anniversary of Vimy Ridge. But we have an Ontario government that doesn't even want to give veterans a break on their hydro bill. They insist on putting forward policies, green energy plans that cost billions and billions of dollars, driving the energy rates up so much that even if you do conserve your usage, you still have to pay higher bills. They've doubled, more than doubled, in about a decade. And even if you drop your usage down, your delivery charge, your global adjustment fee, your debt retirement charge, all of these things contribute to that inflated bill. And it's not just about the Legion in North Bay. There was earlier this year a man I spoke to on a radio show I was hosting, Rod Crookston, 76 years old. 76 years old, living without power since the fall. Thankfully, he was reconnected after coverage of the story broke, and Toronto Hydro didn't like the bad press. But this is the reality. In Kathleen Wynne's Ontario, seniors, the group that the government should be looking out for the most, are falling by the wayside, living in the dark because they can't afford bloated government hydro rates. This is in a free, wealthy country. This is in a supposedly free, wealthy province. This is apparently what passes for good governance. For the Rebel.media, I'm Andrew Lawton. Hey folks, if you like what you see here, make sure to check out the Rebel.media for lots more fearless content and commentary. And of course, check out premium memberships, access to work you won't see anywhere else.